Hello, writers. Come write with me. My name is Michaela Greenwood. I create worlds for mind adventures. Welcome to my channel, Write with Michaela. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell so you can go on this journey with me. Today is Tuesday, and today we're going to discuss 3 terms: pessimists, optimists, and realists. There's a question that floats around out there, and it goes something like this. Do you see the glass as half full or half empty? How you answer this question determines if you're an optimist or a pessimist. My personal answer is, it doesn't matter if it's half full or half empty, so long as it has enough that I need to supply for what I need. So that's my answer. Now, let's look at the definition of these two, the pessimist and the optimist, and we'll do pessimists first. A pessimist is a person who tends to see the worst aspect of things or believes that the worst will happen. The philosophy of this person is that he or she believes that the world is as bad as it can be, or that evil will ultimately prevail over good. A person who is pessimistic is constantly bringing himself or herself down by inundating themselves with negativity and toxicity. He or she can exacerbate their depression, anxiety, and other mental issues. Pessimism is a personality trait in which someone has a more negative view of life. Thus, a pessimist usually expects unfavorable outcomes and is suspicious when things seem to be going well. Like, okay, what's going to happen? If things are going really good and really well, they're like, they're just scared that something's going to happen. I have a friend that is a true pessimist. This person not only believes that the glass is half empty, but more along the lines that there's a hole in the bottom of the glass, and therefore he cannot pick the glass up to drink the water because it will leak out the bottom. And how I know that is because he has said things like, if the situation is bad, it will get worse. Or he said, never think a situation can't get worse, because it can. So that's my friend. So you can see how I kind of added to the glass half empty, half full for his personality type. Leave a comment below on if you know a pessimist in your life, and leave one of their statements. Have they said something like my friend just said? Now, we have looked at motivation before. And I will not say that a pessimistic person has more or less motivation. Certainly, if you believe that you won't make any difference, then there is a question of why try. But if there is a pessimistic view that you will only make a little difference, a very little difference, then perhaps you try your hardest to at least make some difference. So, or you could have the philosophy that you'd rather die trying than just die. So a pessimistic person might have a backup plan for when things go awry. A pessimist might take double the ammo just so he or she doesn't run out. Just all these extra things that the pessimist does. I think you can use this personality trait for your protagonist, especially if you have like a cheerleader near your protagonist. Come on, I know you can do this. I think this would work if you had an anti-hero instead of the hero. So you can refer back to season 1, episode 3, where we talked about the different protagonists and the different antagonists. I also think this would work if your story suddenly thrust your protagonist into the position of being the hero. Of course, this personality type would work for your antagonist as well. Our next term is optimist. An optimist is a person who tends to be hopeful and confident about the future or the success of something. An optimist has the philosophy of someone who believes that this world is the best of all possible worlds, or that good must ultimately prevail over evil. This mindset sees the positive side of things. An optimist expects things to turn out well, and they believe they have the skill and ability to make good things happen. Optimism is a learnable skill, and we can define it as a stable personality trait related to positive expectations regarding future events. So, if you're writing children's books and trying to build hope in children, this would be a good personality trait to use for lots of the characters in the story, so that the kids can have that, can repeat that and have that, just like the little engine that could, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. So that's a good personality trait for children's books to use. In teen and adult stories, there is that struggle that causes the protagonist to grow. So, while I'm not saying you can't have an optimist for your protagonist, you certainly don't want a hero where they think the battle is in the bag. Idiom alert, idiom alert. Perhaps your protagonist can hope that things will turn out and have confidence in their abilities, but not have them be so emboldened as having zero doubt. If your protagonist or your hero doesn't have any doubt, your reader will not be on the edge of their seat. So temper the optimism a little, or have a stronger antagonist than your protagonist estimates. That would grow some humility in your protagonist, if that's what you want to do. Because remember, we need to make them grow. If you want them to grow in humility, that would be a way to do that. If your antagonist is an optimist, then he or she doesn't think they are in the wrong. They think they are in the right. And they don't think the hero or protagonist will foil their progress or desires. This antagonist will mistakenly believe they are a philanthropist or something similar. Hitler, and this is important, because what does your antagonist believe? Hitler certainly appeared to think that ridding the world of Jews was a good thing. He thought he was doing the world a favor. He was doing good and doing the world a favor. He didn't see it like the rest of us. I'm not saying Hitler was an optimist, okay? I'm saying an optimist ultimately believes that good prevails over evil. So if your antagonist is an optimist, then he needs to be positive in what he's doing, and he needs to believe in what he's doing. And he has to have some, even though that reason wouldn't appeal to us or we couldn't figure it out, they need to have some kind of reason there. So what I'm saying is that optimist ultimately believes that good prevails over evil. So if you thought you were doing something bad, you wouldn't be considered an optimist. If you think the bad stuff you're doing is actually good and just nobody understands, then you could have an optimist that way. So to have a good story with a vile antagonist, sometimes the antagonist needs to truly believe in what they do. Hitler and his cohorts brainwashed many people under him to help him carry out his insidious plans. And many more were scared not to help him. I'm certainly not advocating that what Hitler did was right, because it was horrific and morally wrong. And I don't think Hitler had a moral compass. But he may have thought he was, cleansing. I think it was, I can't think of ethnic cleansing, and that was good. We don't think that's right. As civilized people, we don't think that's right. So what I'm saying is that as writers, our bad guys, our antagonists, need to have a certain level of evil. And the antagonists won't necessarily see their own evil. They only see what they selfishly want or mistakenly believe is good. If they have to have some kind of thought that what they're doing is good, that they're fulfilling a purpose. They are so self-absorbed that they don't see the other side, don't see what's wrong. And as writers, we kind of need to get into that mindset. So that's why I'm kind of doing some of the terms, is so that we can see the different personality types and we can see how they would be used. So lots of writers and readers describe many antagonists as narcissists or psychopaths. But still, they can be optimistic that their plans will succeed and they wouldn't think their plans were evil. You have to get into the mind. This is not excusing evil. It's not saying that evil is right. It's saying that you, as a writer, have to get into their mind and have to kind of see what kind of personality you want for your protagonist. What personality do you want for your antagonist? And then you have to be true to that. If you want your antagonist to be an optimist, then they cannot believe what they're doing is wrong. It could be horrible. What they're doing could be very horrible, but that antagonist doesn't believe it. And that's what I'm trying to say to you, is that you have to stay, like, once you decide that your character, whichever character, is a pessimist, then everything is going to look bad and awful and not going to work, and why even try. Some of it would be why even try, but you want to move your story. So but the optimist is the opposite. They happy, they're gleeful, they're like, oh, let's do this, so you have to stay within that personality type. And that's what I'm trying to get across to you today, is that the evil is evil. There's no excuse for it. As writers, we need to understand it so that we can portray it in our stories. Leave a comment below on if you know an optimist in your life. And so, somebody's always happy and positive about everything, and they can be morally correct at that point too. You don't have to have somebody that's morally incompetent to be optimist. Now, let's look at the final term, realist. A realist is a person who accepts the situation as it is and is prepared to deal with it accordingly or in a practical way. A realist represents a person or thing in a way that is accurate and true to life. Realists are loyal to the people around them and work hard to keep their promises. They are honest and straightforward with others and expect the same in return. Realists don't ignore problems or pretend they don't exist, like the optimist would. Thus, a realist is more likely to be objective about situations and can solve problems, planning for both positive and negative outcomes. For sure, a lot of pessimists think they're actually realists. And of course, if you're looking for something bad to happen, you will see it and prove that you were being real. You will see it more often than not. If you're looking for something bad, you can find it. So that, in a way, proves to yourself that you're being real when you were being a pessimist. So the difference in pessimist and realist is that realists can see when things have a chance of being positive or successful. A true realist is a good character trait for your protagonist. This person is looking at options and weighing possibilities. This person plans for success and has contingency plans. Because, let's be real, sometimes it rains. And plans don't go as they ought to go. So, that happens. You can think of, I think, Zolira in the little cave story that we're writing together. She's kind of like a realist. She's not sitting there in the cave saying, okay, I'm never going to get out. I might as well just lay down and let this creature eat me. She's like, okay, I got into this. Let me figure out what what's here. Let me figure out if there's a way out, if there's food to eat. Let me explore. I don't think my knife will do any good, but I pull it anyway. So she's not optimistic necessarily, because she's not like, oh, this is going to turn out great and stuff. She's not a pessimist. She is a realist. So she is going through the cave and trying to figure things out. Now, leave a comment on if you know a realist in your life, and then tell me what you believe you are. Many people think I'm a pessimist, but I think I'm a realist. Especially as I grow older, I can look back and see where things worked in my life and know life isn't all thorns and tornadoes. It's not all rainbows and roses either. Truly, I have hope that one day I will be published. That is why I pushed forward to create my website. That's why I created this channel. Now, at one point, a mentor, whom I didn't like and won't mention their name, I felt this mentor was more of a bully than a mentor. This person said that I would be the next Emily Dickinson because I would be published after I died. She didn't think I should waste time on a website. She thought that was being pessimistic. But she hadn't done the research I had done. So, sure, I can go and get self-published tomorrow or next month. Because if that's my goal, is just to get published, then I could do that. But if I don't have my name out there, who will buy my book? Maybe a handful of people, but not enough for the dream. The dream is not just to be published. It's to be out there, to be in the hands of millions of people, and have a movie. So there's the dream. And I'm not being pessimistic by creating a website. I think that's being a realist. So, because when I first read about, what you need to do to be successful, to be a successful writer, I was told I would need a publicist or a marketing agent. Somebody that you'd had to pay $30,000 to so that they could just go and promote. And if you remember back before Harry Potter came out, there were all kinds of advertisements. And my kids were in school, so we got the little Scholastic catalog things, and it was all over the place. Oh, Harry Potter is coming out. Harry Potter this, Harry Potter that. That was the marketing agent doing that. I don't have $30,000 just to send off to a marketing agent. So in today's time, I'm hoping I can get some of that with my website and my channel. Moreover, if I have a following, I'll be better able to entice a publisher to publish my book. I can say, look here, look at all these people that liked my videos, look at all these people that visit my website. So then the publisher could say, okay, this might be profitable for them, because they have to make a profit too. That's not pessimism. I still hope. I'm a realist and know that not many people have heard of me yet, and I have to build an audience first. But then if I do things right, I will have the dream. Not only will I be published, but my books will be successes, and I'll even have that movie. It's like some of the stuff is just like you just want to see it in a movie, and it's just having it run through your head is not quite good enough. You want to see it on the big screen. Join me Friday for Chapter 3 of Eleni's Pride, Breaking Point. The title of the chapter is Full Moon. Join me Tuesday for some more jargon, vocabulary, or another writing prompt. If you have ideas for me, then leave that in the comments as well. Your idea might spark another idea, and it just is very synergistic, and it will help me grow and help the channel grow. Don't forget to visit my website, bymichaela.com, and read some character bios. See if I can think real fast of who is pessimist. Everything's going to go wrong. Not sure I have a pessimist. A true pessimist. I'll have to think on that. I'll get back to you. And I have lots of characters on the website, and lots of characters are trying to help the main character and stuff like that. In my Miacha series, lots of witches trying to help her. So more realist and stuff instead of pessimist and optimist. If you hit like and subscribe and the bell notification, then we will continue to write together. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate your participation. If you know someone who would like this video, then please share it with them. This is Michaela with Write with Michaela. Bye for now.